Hisui sees me off as I leave the grounds of the mansion. The Tono residence is located on the edge of the city, atop a hill some distance from the station. The hill is blanketed by a forest that is rather out of place in an urban area. Depending on how you look at it, the Tono residence could be seen as a gate built at the entrance to that forest. From here to the school is a little over a 30-minute walk that crosses over the station. If I hurry, I can make it in time for the morning homeroom. I walk down the long slope. I always took the train from the Arima house to Soya Station, so it's my first time going to school by this route. I feel like a new student, even though only my route has changed. It seems like only a few people from this neighborhood attended Soya High School. It's 7:30 in the morning. As I jog down the street, I don't spot anyone else wearing a school uniform. Ooh, look at the big city. I'm pretty sure this is a stage I'm with. Unlike the south side of the station yesterday, the north side is crowded with commuters. There are white-collared employees in suits hurrying this way and that, just like always. The disturbing news of recent events seems to have no effect on them. Either that or they do not feel a little uneasy, but it's still not enough for them to deviate from their daily routine. Either way, the city hasn't changed. Arihiko said that he avoids going out at night, but I guess not everyone can trust and follow their instincts as he does. I keep going past the station and into the residential district. The only people I see on the street now are students in school uniforms. I check on my phone and see that I have 5 minutes left before school gate close. Not wanting to be late, I run down the asphalt road, keeping an eye out for cars. Just as I told Hisui, it took me about 30 minutes to reach the school gate from the mansion. I ran a couple of times along the way, so if I want to head to school at a leisurely place, I should leave the mansion before 7:30. There's no sign of Arihiko in the classroom. It seems like he really did come to school early yesterday on a whim. I head to my desk, greeting my classmates I'm friends with along the way. I use the remaining couple of minutes before homeroom starts to sit in my chair and check my phone. I read this morning's news, I scan through the school's bulletin board, created by a group of young teachers, and the anonymous student bulletin board created by a group of volunteers. There aren't any threads that catch my attention. I idly look up and see that most of the students in the classroom are spending their time the same way. The teachers, who are over 30, say that today's students seem to have no friends in real life. Of course, that's an outdated misconception, one that's unique to people from the previous generation. It's just that dependence on the internet and dependence on friends in front of you have become equivalent. It's not like the people in our class don't get along. School used to be a place where you could only make friends inside the classroom, but there was little connection to the outside world. It's different now. You can find as many friends as you want. The atmosphere in the classroom doesn't have to be homey. As long as it's not unpleasant, it's fine. Thanks to how sophisticated the internet has become, the knowledge gap between generations has narrowed. Even though some people have accumulated more material goods than others, we seem to have evened out in terms of lifestyles. Adults say that we lack enthusiasm, dreams, and hope, but that's just the way it is. The world is a lot smaller these days. Even elementary school students know how closed-in our society has become. That's why it's getting harder and harder to dream out about the future, to accept the world through one's own filter. That's what sharing knowledge is all about. The more the library of knowledge expands, the smaller and smaller will be the lives of the individuals who browse it. In the past, humans aimed for the horizon to fill in the unknown. Now there's no need to do so. There's no need to go anywhere. People are free as they can be, but they also have no reason to step out of their narrow boxes. I think that's what the depressing sense of being trapped in classrooms, schools, and cities is all about. Dang, I'm getting real philosophical over here out of nowhere. Kinda like it. But hey, despite how much I've been prattling on with this pretentious analysis, it's ultimately just my own thoughts. I don't feel like I'm trapped, nor do I feel like I'm closed in, fatigued, or dissatisfied with society. Not at all. All I have is the natural desire to enjoy each and every day as much as possible. It would be a mistake for such a simple-minded person to talk about the complications of society. The homeroom bell rings, interrupting my contemplation. The students who were milling around chatting return to their seats. I put my phone away and refocus. It's the second day since I returned to the Tono residence, and school is about to start. It's been 3 minutes since homeroom started. Toyama Sensei's replacement hasn't arrived yet. The classroom is buzzing and order is breaking down. To be more specific, students are all over the place. Everyone in the class is of the mindset that if we're going to be left alone, we may as well just mess around until first period starts. 1 more minute, we'll all give it just 1 more minute. Right as we're coming to an unspoken agreement to do whatever we wanted once that minute was up, the door swings open.
Hi! 皆さん静かに静かに。ホームルームを始めますよ。
Who could that be? Noel! Hello. The lively atmosphere in the room instantly settles down. The teacher who walked into the classroom is someone I've never seen before. I mean, she's clearly not even Japanese, and she looks more like a university student than a teacher. Not who you'd expect at all.
あれ？何かしらこの空気。皆さん揃ってカチンコチンになっちゃってるけど。何？私ったらバジ系女子？ああ、いけない。ちょっと例えがマイナーよね。日本風に言うとリング系女子？でも先生、名前は貞子じゃないんだけど。
I frown. Isn't that reference also a bit dated? At any rate, it doesn't seem to bother her. With a carefree attitude, the mysterious woman gets up behind the podium and clears her throat deliberately.
はじめまして。富山先生が転任なされたので、その代行としてやってきた新任の藍染ノエルです。1ヶ月だけのお付き合いになりますが、皆さんよろしくお願いします。担当学科は体育と英語。好きな食べ物はモンブラン。もらって嬉しいプレゼントは現金ないしウェブマネーで、 NG ワードはペットショップ。質問は随時受け付けますので、遠慮なくアタックしてください。
Adorable. A jumble of crashing and banging sounds echo through the classroom. It was the sound of the boys as they unconsciously rose from their chairs after receiving a wink from Noel-san Sensei. Even I have to admit I'm a little taken in as well. It's not like she is exceptionally beautiful or anything, but because of that, there's this, sense that she's still within our reach that gets you hopes up. Maybe it's because she's only slightly older than us, but she's just overflowing with some kind of indescribable charm. Basically, what I'm getting at is that she has this something to her, similar to a fluffy meringue, which is enough to stir up the desires of any high school boy.
質問です。ノエル先生はおいくつなんでしょうか。それよりどこにお住まいなんでしょうか。休みの過ごし方とか趣味が知りたいです。つうか、好きな高校生のタイプは誰ですか。
Immediately, a barrage of questions erupt from the boys. These topics are usually discussed in an anonymous form, but the guys who are hit by her wink couldn't even wait for that. The girls stare at them coldly with a gaze that says, boys are pathetic, but the feverish boys couldn't care less about the scorn of their fed-up classmates.
トビウオみたいな反応ありがとう。年齢はどうせ女子の皆さんが暴いちゃうだろうから言っちゃうと25歳。住まいは2駅隣の賃貸マンション。好きなタイプは大人の頭の文系男子。趣味は日曜教会でお手伝いをしています。隣町の教会だから興味があったらお祈りに来てくれると先生嬉しいな。
教会？何先生、シスターなの？っていうか趣味でシスターやってるんですか？
ええ、私の国じゃそう珍しいことじゃありません。まだまだボランティアレベルで悩める子羊の告白を解決してあげてるだけですけど。
Jesus. The boys are stunned by her unexpectedly excellent response. I too am a bit intrigued by the novelty of the word nun. Meanwhile, the girls are silently fiddling with their phones. I casually check out our anonymous bulletin board for students. Like, what? God, boys are so stupid. Is she that pretty? Seriously? I mean, please go be have French somewhere else, hello? I mean, like, honestly, isn't she being, like, way too forward? There you have it. The girls are unabashedly posting some real nasty stuff on the forum. And so our class morphed into a strange dimension where people are divided by the simple criteria of girl or boy. In other words, we've returned to the Stone Age of middle school, where girls and boys argue by hurtling childish insults like boys are jerks and girls are annoying. Noel Sensei watches it all unfold, a soft smile on her face.
この子たち、頭の程度は大丈夫なのかしら?
Clearly they're not. Our new teacher makes a questionable remark. Hey Satsuki. The atmosphere in the classroom is starting to be a bit much for me, so I look away. As I do, I make eye contact with Yumizuka. She must not be feeling it either, because she looks as bored as I am. What's gotten into everyone? The classroom is abuzz, which seemed to set up to be a peaceful day, has taken an unexpected turn. Damn sure. Morning classes are over. The air in the classroom is more turbulent than usual. As for why, third person is taught by Noel Sensei, and the enmity between the boys and girls is starting to bubble to the surface. Apparently, she has been branded persona non grata by the girls. Anyway, it's lunchtime. Most students have gone to the cafeteria or the school store. The only ones left in the classroom are a group of girls, including Yumizuka. Now, where should I have lunch? Good question. Figure out in the hallway. I exit into the hallway and start heading for the stairs. The cafeteria and the school store are both located on the first floor, so I need to head downstairs regardless. Hey, and there's Noel. However, when I go head downstairs, I'm greeted by an unexpected sight. The new teacher, Noel Sensei, is standing in the hallway doing nothing. It's unusual to find teachers in the hallway during lunchtime. The teachers at our school usually have lunch in the staff room, prep room, or the designated staff area in the cafeteria. There's no reason for one of them to be hanging around by the second floor landing. Could it be?
Sensei, もしかして迷子ですか?
I doubt she is, but I call out for her just to be sure.
やだもう、そんな頼りなさそうに見えた？ただの気分転換、ちょっとした息抜きよ。だってここの職員室めっちゃアットホームでさ。短い時間ですが、我々のことは家族と思ってください。とか言われたら目が点になるでしょ。新任初日で歓迎会に誘われるとか、心の準備ができてないっていうか、みんなニコニコ笑顔って逆に怖くない？
はあ、まあ確かに。
I'm the one who's taken aback here. I ended up replying casually to Noel Sensei's frank remarks as though the two of us were friends.
でしょ？高校の教師とか半端に大人ぶった子供の相手で疲れ切ってるんだろうな。めっちゃタフでポジティブ。それとスマイリー。私も笑顔には自信があるけど、先生方にはちょっと負けるな。
As she says this, Noel Sensei slips the mobile phone she was holding into her suit pocket. It didn't look like she was making a call or composing an email. Was she taking a picture or something?
でもまあ、いつまでも抜け出しちゃいられないわよね。観念して職員室に戻ろうっと。それにしても迷子ですかって何？ここ学校なのにおっかしい。それともそれって日本人のナンパの定型だったりする？
いえ、そんなことは。
Oh God.
分かってる分かってる。困らせただけさ。じゃあまたね、しきくん。素敵な気遣いありがとう。
The little emoticons in her, or the little like symbols in her text kill me. Noel Sensei hums as she walks down the stairs. She really is quite a carefree teacher. But
く俺の名前知ってたな。
Has she already memorized the faces and names of all the students in the class now that she's our new homeroom teacher? I might have misunderstood her. She might really be a dedicated teacher after all. Huh. Hey, it's already sundown. It's after school now. I didn't suffer from any anemic episodes today, and the remainder of the afternoon passed peacefully, at least as far as I was concerned. However, a novel virus has spread like wildfire through the classroom, and up until a moment ago the atmosphere in here was heavy with unrest. The girls have dubbed the disease afflicting the boys Noel fever, alternatively called Noel measles. Jesus. The conflict between the boys who are delirious with Noel fever and the girls who look down coldly on the whole affair didn't even pause for lunch. Their battle seems to spill over until tomorrow. On the other hand, the boys who didn't catch Noel fever were praised by the girls' group, but branded as impotent, traitorous, and inappropriately fond of little girls by the boys' group. The whole thing seems rather silly. Jesus.
確かにあんまりいないタイプの美人だけどな、ノエル先生。
Even so, I don't understand why everyone is going so crazy about her. If I were talking beauty, Akia is way more...
ああ、いたいた。ちょっといい、しきくん。
Speak of the devil. Here's the very woman at the heart of all the commotion.
あら、口から心臓でも吐き出しそうな顔なのね。何かいけないことでも考えていたのかしら？
いえ、そういうわけでは決して。それより何でしょうか、ノエル先生。
Swallowing the guilt of comparing Noel Sensei to Akia, I try my best to calmly change the subject. However, she smells like she can see right through me.
ノエル先生という響きはいいものね。先輩って呼ばれるよりずっといいわ。
They're calling you senpai?
日本にはまだ慣れていなくて不安だったけど、あなたみたいに純朴な子に先生って呼ばれるのは癖になりそう。背徳的でちょっとドキドキしちゃうもの。
What do you mean?
ノエル先生、ちょっと近いん。
気にしないで。というか、こういう時は鈍いふりをして黙っているものよ。
Huh?
ほら、ね、私の首筋綺麗でしょ？
Is it my nerves or the magic of the setting sun? Her voice slips into my ear, not from the front, but from right behind me, as if she were whispering directly to me.
そう警戒しないで。
I hear the heartbeats in the background.
ただ指と指を重ねるだけ。体温を伝えるだけ。私の体を預けるだけ。
What the hell are you doing?
そう。あなたに私を
Hello?
食べてもらいたいだけ。
I'm scared. Her breathing comes closer. Our legs tangle together. She wraps her arm around my back, as if to block my escape. Before me, I see the strangely captivating smooth neck of a woman.
ほら、心音だけでとろけてしまうでしょ。だから忘れて。あなたを忘れて。邪魔なものは全部取ってしまえばいいの。その建前も、そのメガネも。
Don't forget about my glasses. Her snake-like fingers brush against the frame of my glasses. The instant they do, my body recoils with fear simply as the thought of seeing.
なんて新任記念の冗談でした。
What the fuck? I thought that was really going somewhere crazy. Like, what the hell?
日本風に言うとちょっとしたスキンシップじゃなくて名刺交換？どっちにしてもまだまだ形だけの付き合いってことね。私たち。
You might be on some other shit. I don't know.
冗談って、ノエル先生。
I don't think that's the right word for what just happened. That's going way too far for a joke, especially when you consider she's a teacher.
そもそも用は何なんですか？俺を探してたような口ぶりでしたけど。
ああ、それはもういいの。ちょっと手伝ってもらいたいことがあっただけ。それももう終わったわ。
What the hell?
それじゃあさようなら四季くん。富山先生みたいにならないよう気をつけて帰ってね。
God, that was a crazy remark there. Noel Sensei waves her hand as she walks away. I can't stop thinking about what she just said. I decided to give up. No, don't even talk to her. Don't even, no. I cast my eyes down at the ground as if to look away from the ominous premonition. This is fine. It's better not to ask unnecessary questions. The less you know, the better. Unpleasant news would only serve to aggravate the scar on my chest. Noel Sensei smirks as though she can see right through my cowardice and leaves. That little look she gave me. What the hell is that? I leave the school. The left side of my neck hurts slightly, almost as if I were scratched by someone or something. I don't have anything to do, so I'll go straight home. I'll go straight back to the Tono residence without taking any detours. I promised Akia that I'd be back before sunset after all. It's not like I'm afraid of the news about the serial killings, but you never know what can happen in life. There are children who have suffered serious chest injuries just by going out to play in the city. If the risk can be avoided, then it should be. Smart man. The back of my neck feels strangely hot. It's becoming swollen and numb. I wonder, maybe that's the reason why I feel like I've lost track of where I was going. What the hell? The night spills across the city like leaking water. The hustle and bustle is incomparable to that of the morning. The headlights of cars pass by. Crowds of people who are disgorged and then swallowed up again by the station. There aren't many school uniforms to be seen now. The people are striding up and down the street or wearing all manner of clothing. It's also nighttime? Like, what the hell's going on? I stand up from my seat at the bench. It's about time I get going. Despite having no reason to go there, I turn and head downtown. Sounds like a bad idea. Man, I thought you were smart, bro. What the hell are you doing? I duck into a side street off the main drag. It's less a street than it is a blind spot between the buildings. There are no people here, no noise, no sound of life. There is only a rustling sound emanating from the deep within the valley. The light from the vending machines is blinding. The superfluous trappings of modern civilization incongruous with the place. They're too dazzling, so I walk past them. I proceed into the gloomier, more fitting darkness of the night, toward a narrower, most secluded darkness. I put a hand on the rusty iron fence. If I open it and go deep enough, I'm sure I'll find...
ちょっとそこの人。
Is that who I think it is? Someone stops me in my tracks. I'm still slightly dizzy, but I've returned to my senses. I don't know what's going on. Why did I come here? Why was I trying to continue on into the depths?
すみません。
Oh, it's you.
100円持ってませんか？
When I turn around, I see an unfamiliar girl in front of the vending machine. She's standing there in a way that screams, I've been trying to buy some juice, but I'm stuck without any change. Perhaps because I felt guilty about trying to go deeper into the alleyway, I just go with the flow and hand over 100 yen.
どうも助かりました。
She inserts the 100 yen into the vending machine and presses the button. The girl picks up the can, spat out by the machine. She frowns, looking disappointed.
こんな時間に散歩とかのんきですね。お家の人待ってるんじゃないですか？
I look at my phone. The clock mercilessly reports that it's 7:40 p.m. Crap. I only have 20 minutes left before curfew. Panicking, I start to dash out of the alleyway, but then...
待ってください。
She stops me again.
何？悪いけど急いで。
She throws the can of juice at me. Flustered, I manage to catch it. But isn't this the one she brought?
それあげます。
なんで？
どれも飲めない味でした。
Sounding displeased, she briskly walks past me.
いや、呆れてる場合じゃない。
I need to get a move on too. I break her into a run. Failing to make it back by curfew on day one would be disastrous. not just as an older brother, but as a human being. No matter what it takes, I need to get back to the mansion before the family head's lightning strikes me down. Better hurry your ass up.
Tadaima.
I open and close the front door as quietly as I can and discreetly enter the lobby, announcing my return in a voice that is neither too loud nor too quiet. It's 8 o'clock, or was 1 minute ago. I ran as fast as I could from the front of the station, and just barely made it in time, but honestly, it was so hard that I feel like throwing up. The slope is too much for my heart. It was fine on the way to school, because it was downhill, but I forgot that it would be uphill on the way back.
お帰りなさいませ、四季様。お疲れとは存じますが、お部屋に戻る前に執務室においでください。
Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good.
執務室ですか。
If Aki is taking the trouble to call me into her office, it isn't hard to guess that she's in an incredibly foul mood. She gonna fucking
寄り
let you
道を
have
す
it.
るのは金銭に余裕があるからでしょう。今回の罰として兄さんの月々の交友費を2割ほど減らすことにします。
Since they have an allowance. And there you have it. My sentence was handed down the instant I entered the office. I didn't even have a chance to plead my case. Wait, I hadn't thought about that. I guess I'll be receiving my monthly allowance from Akio from now on. And to think it's already been reduced. You can rejoice, father. Akio grew up to be an even stricter family head than you.
でもそれはないだろう。俺は門限は守ったんだぞ。まあ日が暮れる前にってのは守れなかったけど。
あら、それは意外でした。私と約束を交わした自覚はあったんですね。
いやー、それがつい忘れてたみたいで。
Yeah,
兄さん、私も言い忘れていました。罰の追加として今夜の夕食は抜きとします。
Damn.
あ、
What a tyrant! If she's being this harsh, even though I made it back in time, I shudder to think that would have happened to me if I hadn't broken curfew. I trudged across the lobby, heading from my room. I'd attempted to appeal my punishment, but she wouldn't yield at all on denying me dinner. On the plus side, my allowance was only cut by 10%, a major victory for my dignity as an older brother. Damn.
四季さん、四季さん。
Let me guess, she gave me food?
琥珀さん。
As I'm on my way back to my room, Kaoka-san calls out to me. She's hiding in one of the nooks of the corridor, addressing me in much the same way as she did this morning.
もうダメですよ。今日ぐらいはちゃんと帰ってこないと。いくらなんでも1日目なら言うことを聞いてくれるだろうって、もうありえないぐらい早めに帰ってきてたんですから。
帰ってきてたって誰がですか？
そんなの決まって。いえ、なんでもございません。それはともかくとして、夕食抜きは使用人として見過ごせません。ですので、お部屋の方に軽食をご用意しておきました。おにぎりとお味噌汁という簡単なものですが。
Hell yeah, Kaoka-san. Coming through clutch. She's such an incredibly thoughtful maid. And this is on top of her returning my phone this morning. To think that she'd go this far for me, even though she's the one who'd been on the hook for it if Akio found it.
でもいいんですか？俺はすごく助かりますけど。
はい、四季さんの健康に関わることですもの。それにこれは翡翠ちゃんも同意していますから、明葉様に見つかっても2人で謝れば許していただけますよ。
そうか、あの子も。
Despite her cold demeanor, she's looking out for me. It's hard to get a read on her because she doesn't really let her emotions show, but it seems that Hisui also felt bad about my no dinner treatment.
四季さん、あの子じゃないのです。翡翠ちゃんです。
ああ、うん、分かってる。でも まだうまく話せないから気軽に名前で呼ぶのは申し訳ない気がして。
いいえ、それはいけません。ひどいお話です。翡翠ちゃんはああ見えてとっても優しいんですから。
Yeah, you know her more than I do.
四季さんもどうかこれからは気軽に家族と思って翡翠ちゃんと呼んであげてくださいな。
Kawaku-san is staring straight at me. She's right. It'd be difficult for Hisui if I kept treating her like a stranger. I'm sure she's just as concerned about me as Kawaku right now, so I should try to open myself up to her a bit more.
わかりました。これからは何があっても翡翠ちゃん、いや、ちゃん付けはさすがに恥ずかしいんで翡翠の名前を呼びます。
はい、それは大変ようございます。
Kawaku-san says her farewells and heads downstairs. I say a silent prayer to my savior, the nightingale of the Toda residence, and return to my room. Rice balls, huh? Kawaku-san made them, so they must be pretty tasty.
いいお湯だった。
The first thing I did after I got back was wolf down the rice balls that Kawaku made for me. When I'd finished, Hisui came by to tell me that the bath was ready. By the time I come back from my bath, it's 9 o'clock in the evening. It's a bit too early to go to bed. I have nothing at hand to read other than a textbook. I'm not even that tired today. Rather than wasting time, I decide to... I kind of feel like visiting Akiya now would kind of... You know, should we make up to Akiya or should we hang out with Kawaku? Making decisions is hard. No, Kawaku seems chill. Let's go to Kawaku. I'll drop by Kawaku-san's room. I think I spotted where it was earlier when I was on my way to the bathroom. I make my way toward the end of the corridor on the first floor of the west wing. To give a sense of the location, the lobby is to my rear, and I'm pretty sure that the kitchen is at the end of this corridor. I think Kawaku-san has been given the small room right next to the kitchen.
琥珀さんの部屋はここかな。
I knock on the door.
琥珀さん、います。
はーい、ちょっと待ってくださいね。
I hear a cheerful voice from inside the room. After about 2 minutes, she comes out.
あれ、四季さんじゃないですか。どうしたんです？こんな時間に。
いえ、実はテレビを見せてもらおうかなって。
はい？
ですね。この家ってテレビがないでしょ。今まで普通の家で暮らしてきた俺にしてみると、寝る前にのんびりテレビを見るのが日課だったりするわけで、見ないと落ち着かないというか。
The more I explain it, the more I realize how stupid it all sounds. Barging into a girl's room and demanding to use her TV. What's wrong with me? I mean, look, Kawaku-san is totally bewildered by my behavior. Or not?
言われてみればその通りです。四季さんは今まで有馬のお家で暮らしていたんですもの。いきなりこの屋敷の空気は重かったでしょ。ですね、このこと明葉様と翡翠ちゃんに話しちゃいました？
このことって琥珀さんの部屋に行くってこと？いえ、誰にも話していませんよ。
大変結構です。もしお話しされていたら四季さんを追い返さないといけないところでしたから。
She replies with a smile and then furtively glances around the hallway.
幸いあたりに人影なし。さあさあ、見つかると大変ですから上がってくださいな。
Grabs hold of my arm.
わあ
Okay, there's a little comfy space. The inside of the room is quite different from what I had expected. Half of it is covered by tatami, with a bunch of cabinets closely packed in the back, but that's the only part of it with Japanese furnishings. The other half of the room, meanwhile, is westernized, but also lightly adorned. It's more reminiscent of a school infirmary than a school in a manor.
適当なところに座ってください。私、お茶を入れてきますから。
Kawaku-san leaves the room. Ahem. After clearing my throat, I take a seat, opting for the sofa on the wooden part of the floor over the tatami. This place doesn't resemble a girl's room so much as a well-organized office. All of the drawers in the cabinet at the back are very small. Each one can probably hold a small handful of objects.
あのタンスってもしかして
It's for storing medicine, right? I'm pretty sure that's it. The old doctor who used to take care of me back when I lived in the Arimas had a cabinet just like this at his place. If that's the case, then Kawaku-san also a certified doctor? No, she can't be. She's way too young to have qualified for a license already. She probably over there witchcrafting or some shit. Glancing around, I spot a TV remote on the cushion. I wonder if Kawaku-san had actually been watching TV when I knocked.
はい、お待たせしました、しきさん。ソチャですが、どうぞ。
あ、どうもお構いなく。
いえいえ、こちらこそ気の利いたおもてなしはできそうになくて。
With a friendly smile on her face, Kawaku serves me a cup of strong green tea with some sweet bean jelly as a snack.
テレビでしたね。しきさんはこの時間、何を見ているんですか？
特に決まってないけど、基本的にはニュースか。
そうなんですか。しきさんは落ち着いていますから、食後は読書をなさるのかななんて思っていたんですけど。
残念ながらそんな殊勝な心がけはないんです。よく勤勉な学生と見られがちなんですけど、根はぐうたらで。メガネのおかげで真面目そうに見えるんでしょうか。
あ、そうでした。しきさんったらメガネをかけていらしたんですもの。実は昨日お出迎えした時に心の中でびっくりしていたんですよ。
それはどうして？
だって明葉様はしきさんがメガネをかけているなんて一度もおっしゃりませんでしたから。てっきり明葉様に似た涼しげかつ鋭い目をしたお方が来るんだって身構えておりました。
Kawaku-san smiles, happy about having worried for nothing. I see. I guess I'd never actually met Aki in person since I started wearing these glasses.
けどこのメガネは伊達メガネなんですよ。目は悪いといえば悪いんだけど、視力は平均よりいい方だし、別に勉強のしすぎで視力が落ちたわけじゃないんです。ああ、知的なイメージがあったのに幻滅させちゃいました。
そんなことはありません。私だって本よりテレビの方が楽しいですもの。しきさんが思った通りの元気な方で嬉しいです。
そうですか。それはどうも。
Feeling embarrassed, I'd look away. Getting struck by Kawaku-san's earnest smile at point-blank range has made me quite flustered.
あ、ごめんなさい。ニュースを見に来られたのにおしゃべりをしてしまって。
Kawaku-san turns on the TV. The screen flashes to life. It's a little past 9:30 p.m. The news had switched away from an offensive general audience programming and is now reporting on more serious matters affecting society.
ありゃ、また通り魔殺人ですか。
The news is running a special report on a series of murders. The serial killings that started in the neighboring district are now being replicated nearby Soy Station. It's a straightforward report, though vicious in nature. They indiscriminately abduct young women who are out late at night, kill them, and drain their blood. 8 people have already fallen victim, and the police's ability to keep up with the investigation has been called into question. No further details have been reported by the media. They all refer to the victims as having their blood drained to obscure what they had in common, and what their precise cause of death was. I guess they're restricting information to try and prevent copycat criminals from getting any ideas.
怖い話ですね。おまわりさんは何をしているんでしょう。
突発的な犯行なんで犯人の動機が絞れないとか。深夜の通り魔的な犯行なら見つかりさえしなければ後を追えません。動機、理由がない以上犯人は探せないわけですし。
単に襲われてしまった方たちの運が悪い。いえ、目撃者の出ない犯人の運がいい とおっしゃるのですか？
まあそうでもないと2週間近く犯人が見つからないのはおかしいでしょ。
どうでしょう。しっかりとした準備があるのなら、それはおかしな話ではなくなると思いますよ。想像でしかありませんが、殺人というものは数を重ねれば重ねるほど証拠を残してしまうものです。行方不明者が8人いるというのなら証拠は積み上がりませんが、遺体が8人分も発見されているのなら十分な状況証拠は揃っていてしかるべきです。なのに犯人が捕まらないのは、捕まらないだけの理由を犯人が作っているからと推測できます。
I can't say I expected that. It's a blunt assessment, but I'm impressed all the same. Regardless of whether or not Kohaku's speculation is correct, I didn't expect her to think so deeply about the details of the case.
しかしそうなると犯人は突発的な通り魔じゃなくて用意周到な殺人鬼になりますね。仮にそいつが通り魔のふりをして計画的にことを進めているんなら、殺された人たちは無関係に見えてやっぱりつながりがあるとか。
ないんじゃないでしょうか。そんなつながりがあったら、それこそ2人目ぐらいで警察の皆さんも気がつくでしょうし、結局のところこれは陰徳性に関しては超人的レベルの用意周到さなのに、目的性に関しては極めて薄い理解不能の事件ですね。
Gaku-san talks about this disturbing topic with a smile. It seems as though she isn't particularly worried about it.
琥珀さん、これってこの町で起きてる事件なんですよ。琥珀さんだって若い女の子なんだから、少しは怖いって思わないんですか？
嫌ですね。大丈夫ですよ。通り魔さんは深夜に出現するだけですから、夜は外に出なければ会うこともありません。
Smart. What a clear way of thinking. I'd say it's a bit too grisly of a topic to dismiss that easily, but maybe that's just the way it is with the incidents we learn about on the news.
お邪魔しました。また見たくなったらやってきますから、その時はよろしくお願いします。
はい、ぜひお待ちしておりますね。
Gaku-san glances around the hallway.
このままお部屋までお見送りしたいのは山々ですが、四季さんのお部屋には翡翠ちゃんが待ってますから、ここで。
はい、それじゃあおやすみなさい。
Oyasumi nasai. I didn't know that bedtime was 10 o'clock here at the mansion. In addition to the 8 o'clock curfew, there was an unspoken rule that you aren't allowed to leave your room after 10.
まったく、親父がいなくなっても堅苦しいのは変わらないんだな。
Well, I suppose it's not that surprising. No matter how much technology advances or trends change, the Tono family has maintained this way of life for hundreds of years. Nothing will change just because I've gained out of the family.
むしろよくしてくれてる方だよな。少なくとも親戚筋をよそにやってくれたんだから。
I'm a little worn out from the atmosphere of this unfamiliar mansion. I think I'll obediently head back to my room for tonight. It's 10 o'clock. The lights turned themselves off automatically without me having to do anything. It seems like all the lights, except the ones in the office, are programmed to switch off at this hour. You can turn any of them on again just by flicking the switch, but apparently that's reserved for emergencies only. If I use the table I provided, people will probably notice that I'm staying up late. On top of that, leaving your room after 10 o'clock is expressly forbidden.
こっそりスタンドライトでも買ってくるとか。
These days, there are foldable lamps the size of a mobile phone. With one of those, I could stay up as long as I want after lights out.
ま、必要はないか。基本夜は寝るものだし。試験期間の時なら就寝時間も伸ばしてもらえるだろう。
Probably. I change into the provided nightwear and crawl into bed. Even since the accident, I've only felt oddly reluctant about lying down to sleep. especially when my bed is the soft, essentially comfortable sleeping positions bother me for some reason. Back when I was at the Arima house, it used to drive Keiko-san up the wall. She said that even though I was a deep sleeper, I wasn't the type of kid who would fall asleep on their own. I feel that.
よし、寝るか。
I tell myself out loud even though it's something that I ought to come naturally. I take off my glasses and close my eyes. It was only when I was a child that I had trouble sleeping. Now if I close my eyes like this, I can fall asleep just like anyone else. Is that a wolf? I can hear something out there, each cry ringing out then dying away like breaking wave. It's the howl of an animal, too high-pitched to be a wild dog. It's ringing in my eardrums. Is it howling at the moon? It's an unpleasant sensation. The howl is headache-inducing. The sound does not stop. The echoes ricochet around my skull, like bullets fired directly into my brain. I open my eyes and put on my glasses. I can still hear the dog howling outside my window. The clock has just struck 11. To say it's disturbing my sleep would be putting it mildly.
くそ、なんなんだよこの鳴き声。
I can hear the dog's howl coming from all the way outside the mansion. If this keeps up, I'm not gonna get any sleep.
仕方がないか。犬がうるさいなんて警察に電話しても取り合ってもらえないだろうし。
I get out of bed and change back into my school uniform. Surely everyone else is having trouble sleeping too. I'm the only man in the mansion, so I guess it falls to me to go find out what's going on here. I leave the mansion. Everything outside is still, almost as if night had frozen over. The moon is behind the clouds. Even the light from the street lamps appeared to have congealed, like paint drops on a canvas. It's dying a little bit. Oddly enough, the howling sounds quieter now that I'm out here. Maybe it's just starting to die down. Whatever the case, I don't care. The noise is more painful to my mind and eyes than to my ears. Just listening to it is enough to put my heart into overdrive from a sense of visceral repulsion. My legs feel heavy as I start walking. I start to lose feeling in my fingertips. Suddenly, I notice that my breath is white. The area around the mansion has fallen even quieter. It feels as if everything has come to a standstill. My silhouette is the only thing that moves in this frozen world. I feel thirsty for some reason. The meandering road next to the tall walls around the mansion stretches on endlessly into the night. Warming my numb fingers with my breath, I walk in the direction of where I assume the dogs are gathered. Oh. Wait a minute. Dogs? And that figure. My thoughts come to a halt. There's something under the streetlight in the distance. Something that I've never seen before. Something that ordinarily I should never see. Something inexplicable. Whoa. A dissolving dog. What is that? A drawn blade. What are you doing? What is that? A dissolving howl. What is that? A piercing blade. What is that? It's the scream of a madman, or maybe that of a typhoon. After the ear-splitting sound waves have passed, the howling is gone, as is the dog itself. It's like it never existed in the first place. It dissolved away without leaving so much of a trace. Then, is this an illusion? Is what I'm seeing now a hallucination or a dream? Then, is that an illusion? There, under the streetlight, slicing through the darkness, stands some incomprehensible thing. Is that a coat? But the coat wearing silhouette shows no sign of noticing me as I stand frozen in place. Is this a dream? I think this is a dream. I'm thirsty. My whole body is sweating. The night air sticks to my skin. It's not like there's anything wrong with my surroundings, and yet everything feels stifling, like I'm at the bottom of the ocean. Wait, that voice. Now that the silhouette's kind of closer, I think I'm thinking of someone else. I hear the sounds of a distant foreign country. A sudden dizziness assails me, and I almost pass out. I put all my strength into my staggering legs and manage to stay on my feet. And then... all I see before me is the usual quiet road. I breathe a sigh of relief, my lungs greedily taking in the air, so it wasn't a dream. I didn't realize it, but it seems I haven't been breathing properly since I left the main gate. I don't hear the howling anymore. I leave the illusionary fever dream I just witnessed behind me. I'm back in my room. I didn't see any signs of that anyone else had woken up. It seems like I was the only one who couldn't stand the dogs howling. What was that? My head still hurts. When I look at my fingers, I realize they're trembling. My whole body is shaking, and my back feels so cold. If I had to describe how it feels, it's like my spine has been ripped out and replaced with an icicle. I feel dizzy and lightheaded. Maybe it's just my usual anemia. I feel like my consciousness is being dashed against the ground, brain and all. Amidst all of this, I notice something unsettling. Your glasses are still on, right? Even though I'm wearing my glasses, I can still see those lines. The rising nausea overwhelms my eyes. It's the pent-up weight of the 7 years I've spent trying not to look at them. My mind is overwhelmed by this sight. I feel sick. Combined with the dizziness from the anemia, I feel like I'm about to throw up at any moment. I really don't know. But as long as I keep my eyes open, I can't help but see these scribbles. I somehow make it into bed. Yeah, in that case, I should just go to sleep. It's the quickest way to negate what I'm seeing. My body won't even do as I tell it. I'll just stay as I am, still like a corpse. I just need to go to sleep, like a puppet with broken strings. Damn.
One eye open when I'm sleeping. One eye